beat the Las Vegas Aces, they kicked their whole ass. 68-95. The Las Vegas Aces can only score 68 points with the squad that they have. What is going on in Las Vegas right now?
The Las Vegas Aces? Yes, that same strong team. With 4 US Olympians and Aja Wilson, who has won MVP 3 times, just got crushed by 27 points, faced with open mouth. And who beat them so badly? It was the Golden State Valkyries. At the same time, their rookie, Kate Martin, who people didn't notice much before. I am now having a great time in San Francisco. Maybe she's even drinking a smoothie, while smiling at the game scores. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Because not only did her new team beat the Aces really badly, but she also played super well in her new, better role. If you like Kate, right? Money Martin, in the comments below. Let's go. Flex biceps.
Alright, I gotta give a shout out to Golden State Valkyries, because boy, did they put an ass whooping on Vegas. Boy. And I'm not talking about some 15-point win. No, this is a 4-quarter, 27-point spanking in front of a sold-out crowd in Golden State. Vibes was immaculate. Love to see.
But let's talk about the funny part here. While the basketball world still thinks Aja Wilson is like a queen of the court, her team is falling apart really fast, like a cheap shelf from IKEA that breaks easily. And now, things are making sense. Kate Martin might have been the secret, all along, the sticky glue, the engine, the strong part, that kept the Aces' big dream alive.
On paper, they should be kicking everybody's ass. Literally everybody. Like, Aja Wilson put the entire Aces on her back and is doing everything she can to help her team, and it's just not going anywhere.
You can't argue with the numbers. The score was 95-68, Vegas's biggest loss since 2023. And it wasn't because they lost to a champion team, or a super strong team. No, this was a new team, a team that should still be learning how to pass the ball well. But instead, they were running circles around Vegas, like it was just practice time. This wasn't a bad game. It was a complete mess. And it all began when Kate Martin's name was picked in that new team draft.
Lost a lot, okay? And so I was like, yeah, we gotta wait. Give him time. But when he sat up here and lost by damn near 30 to an expansion team, come on now.
Remember when the Aces let Martin go and didn't protect her? The media didn't care. The team didn't react much. Even Aja Wilson just said, "It is what it is," like Martin wasn't important at all. But here's the truth. Teams are judged by how much they win. And since Kate Martin left, Vegas has been losing a lot.
From last year, okay, Kate Martin, the Iowa girl, you know what I'm talking about, who rolled in this thing with Caitlin, you know what I'm talking about? Then when she was coming on our bench last year, she was the Valkyrie, okay? And she had more boards with 7 than the best player in the world had with 6, okay? Also, Kate Martin, to make it even worse, had more points by her damn self than Jackie Young and Jewel Lloyd put together. Kate had 12. Them girls together had 9. The hell is going on?
The real story is easy to understand. Las Vegas got too confident. They thought adding Jewel Lloyd would fix everything. They believed Aja Wilson's MVP skills could handle it all. But they were wrong. Kate Martin wasn't just taking up space. She gave energy to the whole team. Even Aja said it herself. Martin was the one who told the truth in the locker room, worked the hardest on the court, and gave the team energy when things got tough. That's not just a helper, that's the heart of the team. And now she's using that heart to help San Francisco, while Vegas is stuck at the beginning. Let's talk about the latest game against the Valkyries. It was a big mess. Aja Wilson, the player everyone calls the star of the league, only scored 17 points and made just 5 out of 13 shots. Jackie Young? She was barely there in the game. She only scored 8 points and made just 1 shot. And Jewel Lloyd, the player they got to replace Kelsey Plum? She only scored 6 points and made just 1 out of 8 shots. Is this what people mean when they talk about a championship team? Is this the team they always brag about? Coach Becky Hammon had enough. She didn't hide her feelings. She said, "I'm not coaching." That means, if players don't even try hard, that's their fault. In simple words, if a coach has to wonder if her team even wants to play, the problem isn't the players, it's what's going on inside the team.
Has there been a common denominator, similarity between those games? The one was in Seattle, I believe.
Yeah, following people around defensively, being really soft mentally, just letting people come out and punk us, hit us, grab us, and us whining instead of buckling down and saying like, okay, that's what's gonna be, then let's go. And I told them in there, I said, we have effort has to come from your heart. The schemes, the discipline, the habits, that's your head. And right now, we not only have a heart issue, but it's letting us affect our head issue. But I'm not going to coach effort. It's just one thing I can't deal with. You're in charge of your effort. I guess I'm in charge of your playing time, so that's the one way I can affect it. But, I've never been a coach to pull for mistakes, but I will pull for effort.
The Aces were losing by 21 points at halftime and never came close to catching up. They gave up 95 points to a team that's still learning how to play together. Losing by 27 points was their worst defeat since August 2023, when the Liberty beat them by 38 points. But here's the most embarrassing thing. In that big loss to the Liberty, Aya had a bad game and scored only 9 points. This time, she actually did better with 17 points, but the team still got crushed. While the Aces are feeling sad and losing to new teams, Kelsey Plum, who the Aces traded away, is shining bright in Los Angeles. In her first game with the Sparks, she scored 37 points, breaking the WNBA record for most points in a season opener. She was amazing, making 11 out of 19 shots and didn't miss any free throws.
I'm sure Kelsey Plum won't never come out loud and sit here and say she happy to be the #1 dog, not be able to drive her own car at her own speed. But you could tell in her body language that she was absolutely happy to be able to do what she want out on the floor and just really get to her spots, really run her team the way she want to. And she showed you she can be a lead dog. 37 points for your first debut as an LA Spark, man. Hats off to Kelsey Plum.
And it wasn't just about scoring points. Plum made history by being the first WNBA player to get at least 35 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals in one game. That's not just a great start. That's breaking records while her old team is busy making excuses. Even more, she did it against the Valkyries, the same team that just crushed the Aces. The same team that made Coach Hammon wonder if her players even cared. Plum shined bright and showed everyone this important message. Sometimes you don't know how much you were held back until you finally break free.
Plum led the team with 28 points, 6 3-pointers, and 8 assists. She has been on a tear to start the season. I'm low-key surprised she has been mentioned in MVP talks. Granted, Nafisa Collier is my pick to win MVP, but I definitely think Kelsey Plum should get some love.
The Sparks needed Plum to wake up their slow offense, and she did exactly that. She's now scoring about 25 points and giving 5 assists every game, and making 3-point shots at an amazing 43.4% rate. That's not just a good comeback. That's MVP level playing from someone the Aces once called just a support player. Now here's the hard truth no one wants to say. Aya Wilson has been lucky for a long time. She got all the attention as the superstar, but her teammates were doing a lot of the work too. But now that she's the clear main player, her weak spots are showing. In the last 5 games, she scored less than 20 points in 4 of them. Last season, she only had 3 games like that. If you're really the best player in the league, you don't disappear when your team needs you the most.
While Kelsey's success hasn't yet translated into overall success for the LA Sparks, not seeing as many wins as we'd assume with the amount of stats that she's putting up, she is exactly what the Sparks needed. She's able to read the floor, make plays, also being a very consistent offensive force, and she's Kelsey Plum. And so after ESPN's article came out, the conversation around MVP and Kelsey Plum have been sort of happening at the same time. With a lot of people saying that while it may be way too early, Kelsey Plum is currently leading that race.
And if you watch how she plays, it's tough to watch. Wilson looks like she's carrying too much pressure, trying too hard, and thinking too much about every move because deep down, she knows this team can't win a championship anymore. Her stats might look okay, but the team's record is 4 wins and 3 losses, and they just lost 2 games in a row badly. That's not good leadership. That's just scoring points while the team is falling apart. Remember when Wilson said the team didn't feel right? She said, it wasn't a championship locker room. When training camp started, she said, we don't have it. Well, here's the truth. If you're the star of the team, the 3-time MVP, it's your job to lead the team's culture. If things feel wrong, it starts with you. And because the basketball gods love irony, guess who's coming to town on June 11th? The Aces will play the Sparks. Yep, Kelsey Plum is coming back to Vegas, not just as a visitor, but as the leader of a team playing better basketball than the great team she left behind. The Aces already gave her a warm welcome, with videos and clapping when she first came back. That was nice. But this time, she's coming back as a star rival who's doing better than Aya Wilson. She's scoring more points. She's leading her team better. And she's doing it with easy confidence that says, I made the right choice. When people asked Plum about life in LA, she joked that learning how to use DoorDash was harder than basketball. That's the attitude of a player who's winning both on and off the court. Meanwhile, Wilson is stuck facing tough losses with a team that can't even keep up with a brand new team. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. The Las Vegas Aces started the 2024 season like champions. They won the big trophies in 2022 and 2023 and looked unstoppable. They put all their trust in Aya Wilson to be the main star, thinking everyone else was just there to help. But here's the truth. Winning championships isn't about just one person. It's about teamwork, a strong team spirit, and players who do their part just right. The Aces had that special mix with Kate Martin and Kelsey Plum. Martin was calm, tough, and showed up in big moments. Plum was the fire starter who saved the team when Wilson was having a tough time or the offense got stuck. Together, they were the glue that held the championship team strong, something you can't just replace easily. But instead of keeping the team together, the Aces gave Martin to a new team and traded Plum for Jewel Lloyd, who's now playing like a backup who's lost her touch, not a star player. And it's not like they didn't see this coming. Remember the 2024 playoffs? The Aces lost in the semifinals to Liberty and didn't even get close to the finals. That should have been a big warning sign. But instead, they ignored it, put even more on Wilson, and let 2 key players leave. Now, they're watching everything fall apart.
With Kelsey Plum being one of them, she now plays for the LA Sparks, after playing 6 seasons with the Las Vegas Aces. And while it's super early into the season, it's only been 2 weeks, Kelsey Plum has been thriving in LA. She's currently averaging 25.2 points per game, currently the second highest in the league, followed only by Nafisa Collier. She also has a career-best 5.5 assists per game. And while Kelsey's success hasn't yet translated into overall success for the LA Sparks, not seeing as many wins as we'd assume with the amount of stats that she's putting up, she is exactly what the Sparks needed. She's able to read the floor, make plays, also being a very consistent offensive force, and she's Kelsey Plum. And so after ESPN's article came out, the conversation around MVP and Kelsey Plum have been sort of happening at the same time.
Here's something that should make Aces fans really nervous. The Vegas betting markets have changed their mind. Aya Wilson is no longer the favorite of the people placing bets. Now, money is going to teams that have real balance, strong benches, and leaders who don't fall apart when things get hard. Teams with players like Kate Martin and Kelsey Plum. Because those 2 players really understand the game. They know basketball is more than just flashy plays and headlines. It's about doing the small things that turn a good team into a great one. But Vegas seems stuck in a dream, holding on to the idea that just having a superstar is enough, but the scoreboard says that's not true. The Aces didn't just lose a couple of players, they lost their edge. They let pride take over reality, thinking they could win with just star power. They forgot what made them strong: teamwork, hard work, and knowing anyone on the team could step up when it mattered. Plum and Martin weren't just important, they couldn't be replaced. Now that they're doing great in new teams, it's impossible not to see the difference. Wilson, who now has to carry the whole team alone, doesn't look like an MVP anymore. She looks like someone trying to perform alone while the rest of the team has already left to play for bigger crowds somewhere else.
But we're seeing A'ja Wilson getting Ronda Rousey. The Ronda Rousey comparisons. Not the Ronda Rousey. This might be, in my opinion, the most disrespectful thing anyone's ever said about A'ja Wilson. She reminds me of Ronda Rousey. Put 2 H's in Ronda Rousey for no reason. But when the competition wasn't that great, she looked like a megastar. But now with these new players up and coming and the quality of WNBA, she's looking very mediocre.
This 27-point loss to the Valkyries wasn't just a bad game. It was a big warning. You don't get beaten badly by a brand new team unless something is really wrong. It's like a new chef coming into a fancy kitchen and showing everyone how it's done. At some point, you have to stop making excuses and start asking if the whole plan is broken. So yes, Kate Martin is probably smiling, but for a good reason. She's not angry. She's proven right. She always knew that being great isn't just about big stars and numbers. It's about building a team that can handle pressure and keep winning. She didn't quit the Aces quit on her. Now, they're seeing what it's like without their heart and hard work. Spoiler, it's not pretty. The Aces thought they were just losing extra players like Martin and Plum, but really they lost their heart and soul. Now the whole league is watching the Aces get beaten by teams they used to look down on. The real question isn't if Kate Martin and Kelsey Plum are better off. The wins show they are. The real question is, how long will the Aces keep pretending they didn't make the biggest mistakes ever? At this speed, the truth will come out soon, maybe even before this season ends. If you support Kate, type Money Martin in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you next time.